hen. See that? And I got gizzards and heart that I will be slicing to put in my goy gai. So let's start with skinning the hen. It's a big hen. Okay. I will show you guys how I skin or remove the skin from the hen. I like to put the skin in my goy gai. Now what I do with the skin is I pretty much kind of sear them until it's crispy or until it's golden brown. That way, you know, when you dig into your goy gai, you have that crunchy skin to, you know, that goes with it. So I don't think I will use a lot this time because last time I used, my son was not really happy. He had to take them out piece by piece when he was eating his goy gai. Now goy gai is one of his favorite dish. So I thought today would be a good day to make something. And I got my sticky rice cooking. So we got goy gai with khao. Perfect combo. Alright guys, all I'm gonna do is skin the hen, remove the skin. So let me do that and I will get back with you guys. Alright guys, I got the skin removed. Here it is. I'm not gonna, you know, use a whole chicken. I think it's a lot, so I'm gonna, the part that I will use to make goy gai or the chicken salad is the thigh. Now I am also making a soup using this hen to go with the dish, tong gai. So, you know, you got your goy and you got your soup to eat with it. Every time I make goy gai, I have to have two of that, the goy part and the soup part. So I am going to use the meat from the thigh and some from the leg. I think that part of the meat is more tasty than the breast meat. So let me work on this, getting the meat removed to prepare for the chicken salad. Taken out. Here's what I'm gonna use for my goy gai, which is the thigh meat and the leg meat. And I did say I wasn't gonna use a whole hen, but it turns out after removing the meat, it wasn't that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and use both of the whole hen. And here's the skin. So I'm gonna sear the meat first before I slice them up. And for my soup, I am using the boned that were left after I got the meat removed. I got the wings and, you know, pretty much all the bones that were left from the hen. That's going into my soup. So we'll put the bones in the pot and let it cook. All right guys, I got my pan to sear the meat and I am putting the skin in there so that I don't have to add oil. So, you know, once the skin cooks down, it's gonna give that oil. It's gonna release the oil. So I'm gonna put that skin and cook it with the meat. Here it is. I'm just gonna let it cook until it turns brown. Here's the breast meat. It's gonna go in there and cook it with the skin. Now I have nothing on the pan, so it's not greased up. I will get the grease from the skin. And for the soup, I got my lemongrass and cayenne leaf in there. So all I'm gonna do is put the bones in the pot and let it cook down. You know, make sure you remove the buildup, of course, before you season it. I always like to remove that first before I season mine. So I'm just gonna put all my bones in there and make a delicious soup out of it to go with my goy gai. Now, of course, the soup depends on the water depends on how much you want your soup. Now, this is a hen, so it takes time to soften the skin or the meat. So you want to cook it longer than you normally would with a regular chicken. So I usually make sure I have enough water to let my broth cook a little bit long to, you know, get the meat and the skin to soften up. All right, guys. Here's my liver. I will cook that in a separate pot. That way I don't get the buildup in my soup. So I'm gonna cook that first. Then I will wash it and prepare it for the lap chicken. Before I start slicing the gizzards and heart, I will need to clean out the liver that I cooked. See, this is what I mean when I said I don't want to cook it with the chicken soup. Is because it has that yucky buildup when you cook down the liver. So I'm gonna clean that out really good, and I will set that aside. Then I will go ahead and work on my gizzards and the heart. So just make sure you clean it really well in cold water. Kind of rub off the buildup that's in between the liver. Okay. I love livers in my goy. You know, I love the taste of liver, so it just gives a really nice nutty taste, buttery. So liver is my favorite part of the chicken organ. Okay. And that's all there is to that. We rinsed it, we washed it, and just let it drain. Now I will go ahead and work on the gizzards and the heart while my chicken meat is being cooked and the soup is you know, also cooking. All right, let's get the buildup removed. It is time to season my soup. I try to get the buildup removed as much as I can. I still do, you know, while it's cooking here and there. I don't just do one time and that is it. So if I do see that I need to, I do that. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and season the soup. I'm gonna start with the salt, just a teeny bit, not too much. Maybe less than a tablespoon. Okay. Now, chicken broth, of course. You guys know that this is my main seasoning. I will put a little bit over a tablespoon. Now, this is a big pot, guys, so just be aware of that. Okay. And a little bit of MSG to give it that kick. To me, my dish needs to have this at least a little bit, if not a lot. Maybe a teaspoon. A teaspoon of MSG. And last, we are going to add, this is my other fish sauce that I use. This one is a little bit salty. So when I cook like a big pot of something, for a soup, I will use this instead. The other one I use it for like something I'm making small, like papaya salad. I will use the other brand. I'm gonna put like about this big spoonful right here for now. Okay. Now I'm gonna cook down the liquid, so the flavor might not be too flavorful, but eventually once you cook down the liquid, you know, it'll get better. So let me just taste it. The taste is just about right. Once I cook it down, it will get a little bit, you know, more, but for now we'll leave it as that. Alright guys, my chicken is cooked and here's how it looks like. You see that? Nice and brown. Now when I said I want my chicken skin to be crispy, and this is what I mean. Look how brown it is. This is what I want. I pretty much cook it down until there's not that much fat around it. So here's my chicken breast, all cooked. Okay, and here's my thigh meat. Now, I will put this aside and let it cool down. Okay, so that all goes into the mixing bowl where I'm gonna mix all my seasoning together. Now, don't clean out this pan. You see all that buildup? That's the good stuff. So I'm gonna make a sauce out of that. But before I do that, I will cook my gizzard that I sliced. Just the sliced gizzards and heart. So I'm gonna cook that in that pan with all the flavors. So all you're gonna do is cook this and then set them aside. So let me go ahead and just cook that down and I'll show you guys. Alright guys, my gizzards and heart is cooked. Now this is full of flavors because we're cooking in a pan that we sear the meat. I will put this aside. Flavored gizzards and heart, all done. Now we are going to make the sauce, badek sauce or fermented fish sauce that I will use as my seasoning in my goy gai or the chicken salad. While I do that, I'm taking out the buildup. Okay, so I'm gonna use the chicken soup broth to put the, to wash out the pan. Instead of using plain water, I am using the stock from the soup to make the fermented fish sauce or badek sauce for my seasoning. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is cook that down. Once that's clean out, the pan is clean, I will go ahead and put the badek sauce in there. Just trying to clean the pan. See that the buildup that we got from cooking the meat? I'm just cleaning it up, getting all the flavor, because this is where all the flavor is at. So I like to have extra sauce when I make like a dish, so that way I have plenty if I need it. So this is gonna be my badek sauce for my seasoning in my goy chicken. So let me get the badek, guys. You guys all know this is the brand I use. Not advertising them, but most of us use that type. Anyway, all you have to do is put some amount that you like. If you like a little bit flavor badek, then do so, but I think this will be good enough for me, this big spoon size. So I'm just gonna let that cool down or cook down in medium heat until I get a nice thick sauce. Let that cook. Just leave it there and let it make a good thick sauce out of this to put in your goy. Alright guys, been cooking for a while now. The water has gone down a little bit. So before I turn the heat down and let it cook and simmer until my chicken is soft, I will add tomatoes. I like my chicken soup to eat with my goy chicken a little bit sour, so I'm just gonna add, you know, the tomatoes in there and let it cook with the broth, and we'll give that nice flavor, kind of like sour flavor. All right, now I will turn my heat down and just let it cook. Take its time. All right, guys, let's go ahead and prep the goy. So my chicken meat is cooked. Here's the skin and my meat, of course. They're nice and cooked. And here's my gizzards and heart that I seared. And here's the heart. Now all of these are gonna eventually be in the same dish. So all I'm gonna do is start with my meat. I'm gonna slice them in a thin slice. Okay, just a thin slice. I usually chop my meat, but today I'm gonna do it differently. I'm just gonna slice them today. Normally I would chop in a little pieces. So you're just gonna do that to all of the meat, just slice them. And I'll get back with you guys when I'm done. All right, guys, I got my chicken meat, chicken skin, and the liver all sliced up. Here's what my chicken pieces looks like. Just a very thin slice. Okay. And my skin, chicken skin, I try to slice it as tiny as I can so that when you chew on it, it's not too tough. But here it is. They're not that much, but this is good enough. I don't want it to, you know, be too much because I know my son is not a fan of skin. So here's the liver. All right. And of course, you guys see the gizzards that I seared. So I'm gonna, now that I got my chicken and everything prepared as far as the meat goes, I will prep the garnishment that goes into the goy, like for example, cilantro, onions, and other herbs. And also I'm gonna slice some kalain leaf in there and galangal, but I need to see if I still have galangal. I think I'm out of it, but I'll double check on that. Here's my chicken soup to go with chicken salad. It is all done, it's ready, so I'm gonna turn the heat off. I checked my chickens to make sure it's soft and it's just where I want it. Now, I take my time, like I said, when I cook my chicken soup or any type of soup. This has been cooking ever since I got started in a low heat. Now, the tomato didn't get crushed itself. I had to press it down to pop it because it was not, you know, but it's soft enough that you could, you know, smush it up. But here's what it looks like, guys. So when I serve my family with goy, I will have this soup to go with it, and I will put like onions and cilantro, sliced onion and cilantro to garnish on top of the soup. All right, and taste it, of course. If you guys are happy with the taste, leave it. If not, then you could adjust them. I'm good as far as the flavor. So thumbs up. Soup all ready to go. I am going to now start flavoring my chicken salad. Here's the chicken that we sliced. I got everything all ready to go. Let me go ahead and go over with you guys the garnishment. I got my cilantro, onion slice, and here's the Asian herb I was telling you about. I got what we call pak peo and mint, and I have a little bit of the kalain leaf slice to put in my goy. And I don't like my chicken salad or goy gai to be dry, so what I do is I add the fermented fish sauce that I made from here. You guys remember that? The saucepan that we use to sear the chicken with all the rich flavor. I made a sauce from that, of course, put spadek, it's cooled down. And here's the sauce I'm gonna use to make my chicken salad moist. But first off, I will squeeze some lemon. This is a whole lemon I'm using. I'm gonna start with 3 slices first and see where the flavor is before I add any more. I do like my goi or chicken salad to be a little sour. So let's see if I'm gonna have to use the whole thing, but here it is. I'm just gonna squeeze. Well, I probably have to end up using the whole lemon because this is actually a lot of chicken here. So I want to make sure I have enough to, you know, go around. Okay. All right. What I'm gonna do is just toss that, kind of get the lemon, you know, soaking with the meat. How sour, or if it needs more sour. I think that's about right for me. So I'm gonna start with the fish sauce or padek sauce that I made. Now I taste this, and it's pretty flavorful. So you guys gonna go with this. Make sure you taste your sauce first, so that way you know how much you need to put the other ingredient. All right, guys, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons, or this big spoon. It's a little bit over a tablespoon of the fish sauce. Like I said, I like my goi gai to be moist. So we'll add 2 for now, and we'll see where the flavor is at, because I do want to add the other ingredients in. Now each time I put an ingredients in, I like to mix it really well first before I add the other stuff. And I taste them each time because I can't really get the exact taste, so I like to taste my flavor first before I add anything. Okay. Let me taste it. Taste it. You know what? The chicken looks a little dry, so I'm gonna add one more full spoon of this. I like mine moist. I don't like dry goi gai. But the flavors from the sauce is really tasty. So just adding that is kind of like pretty much gives you that nice flavor already. But I like mine to be flavorful, so I like to add other stuff with it. Like I said, you guys could always, you know, check your own and how you like it. Some people like it light flavor. Okay. Let me give it a taste. Okay. I want to add other stuff in, so I'm gonna put some MSG. My cooking has MSG, so guys, if you don't eat MSG, don't put it. Here's the amount. It's about like a little bit over a teaspoon. Okay. Mix that in. And I'm gonna add some fish sauce. Here's the fish sauce that I'm using. Like when I make this kind of stuff, I like to make sure it goes light first. So I'm using the light fish sauce. I'm gonna start with 1 big spoon for now. See how it goes. Shoop, goes in there. Okay. Why I leave the other stuff last, like my liver, gizzards, and hearts, and my skin, is so that it doesn't, it doesn't get all mushy with the chicken. I want to leave that last. When I'm all done with my seasoning, then I'll add that. Okay. All right, here it is, guys. Let me give it a last taste, see if it needs anything else. think it's good. As far as fish sauce and MSG, that's good. I think I could add a little bit more of this to give my chicken goy a little bit more moist, and wouldn't do too much, you know. It would actually give it a little bit more flavor. And give it extra moist. Okay. I think this is good. All right. I love to taste, so don't mind me, guys. All right. Now that flavor is perfect for me. Now I'm gonna add the actually, you know what, guys? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna add the lime leaf that I sliced. Okay. So that way it kind of, you know, mix well into the chicken while I add the last two ingredients, which is the dried chili that I roasted. Okay. And my rice powder, if you guys remember that. You know what, I'm not gonna use my glove to mix the other one because I'm just gonna toss it with a spoon. Here's my roasted chili that I made. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit. My son could actually handle a little spicy, so my daughter doesn't eat this, so she's left out. I'm gonna put, let's put like this amount. See that? He could handle a little bit of spiciness, so we'll give it a little color because I think that will look pretty. You know, I'm gonna wait to put that. I'm gonna put the other one first. I'm gonna just toss, let's give it a good toss. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully it's not too spicy. He would not be able to eat this if it's spicy. But that boy could handle a little bit of spicy. Like you guys saw his video eating kapyeksen with me. A little bit spicy, but I think he could handle it. Not too much. All right, let's add the rest. Let's mix that in. Get that flavor from there, guys. I will add my liver last because that thing is really soft. So if I start tossing it too hard, it's gonna get all mushy and I don't want to do that. All right, here it goes. Everything in there. Just a good toss. Okay. All right, let's add the liver. Here's the liver. The liver goes in, last ingredients, and then we garnish it with the sliced vegetables. I gently do this one because I don't want to mush the liver. I almost forgot adding the rice powder, guys. It's like that was something that I should never forget, because if you don't put rice powder in your boy, it's not complete. All right, let's put the rice powder in there. I will start with this much. Now this is how much you want basically, but you know what? Rice powder gives you that nice roasted smell. It's like the best thing when it comes to goy. Okay. So you guys get a close-up of it before I season with the garnish. See that? This is what it looks like. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is taste it last time, and then I'll put the that's so good. like it. It's perfect for me. All right, let's add our last vegetables, herbs. This is the best part because I love how it, you know, pops the color. It's like, stands out. All right, guys, just give it a gentle toss. There you go. You got yourself goy gai, chicken salad. Here it is, guys.